Ratna, good evening.
Hi. Good evening, sir.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Should I share my screen or you will give intro and then leave it to
I
me?
will intro and I will hand it over to you, sir.
Okay, that's fine. Then I'll share later afterwards.
Hello, Ashish. Hello, Saket. Good evening.
Why again and again
Ash-
read AI is coming up.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, good
Oh.
evening, sir.
Ashish, you are dialing from where? Bangalore. Okay. Thank you. Anant Nadarajan.
Hello, Anand Natarajan, sir. Good evening. Hello, Mosan.
Good
And
evening.
good evening. Somebody has joined in the name of VM. Hi, Mosan.
Yeah. Hi, it's, Sharma.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
All are Provi alumni. Anybody is joining us other than the people of Provi and from the alumni group? Seems like all are our people.
I'm
Hi,
alumni.
good evening. I'm Shrikant from Kolkata. I'm the first
Hi.
time actually. I got a
Oh,
request,
you're the first time. Welcome.
request from Srinivasan sir on the LinkedIn. That's why.
All right. Okay. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Safan Ali, sir. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Hello, I'm
Sir,
audible?
yes, you are
Yeah,
audible,
yeah,
sir. We'll
quite
wait for a
odd.
few more minutes before we get the session started.
Yes, sure.
Today, is it a holiday for many of you or working day? Those who are.
It's working for us.
Okay.
Holiday for me.
Okay. And also it is If it is a holiday, it's a long weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So
So good evening, Jashwant Singh sir. Thank you for joining. All right, shall I get it started, sir? Hello, Manideepa ma'am. Good evening. Thank you for joining.
Hi, thanks, Ratna. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
yes, Ratna.
I'll get
You
it
can-
started, sir. Yes.
Mm.
All right. So good evening, all. So thank you so much for joining this yet another session. This is our second webinar, what we are doing on this particular topic. That is exploring new PMP Eco 2026 and PMBOK Guide 8th edition. So thank you so much. I could see most of our alumni people have joined. And for the benefit of few people who have joined us for the first time, so we would like to introduce ProVentures, what we are and what this webinar is all about. So as ProVentures, you all know, so we call ourselves as a 360-degree project management service provider covering people, process, product development, enterprise solution, pretty much everything around project program portfolio management. And this is our 20th year. So we have completed 20 years of service in this area. And predominantly we have covered most of the things around this. So this is what we are, and this is what we do in a nutshell. So these are our partners. We are a PMI authorized training partner. So we are also partner with the Zoho, and we partner for critical chain with the ProChain, and we partner with the TPG, Interware, and for NGOs we associate with the project management for NGOs, program for Project DPRO and Program DPRO programs. These are our clients with whom we have worked for the last 20 years around corporates. Apart from that, we do various public workshops also. So our uh, education service delivery goes across all the programs of PMI. Our flagship program is PMP. And apart from that, we also do another other niche programs like ACP, SP, CP, RMP, and we also do the high-end programs, the advanced programs like program management professional and portfolio management professional. Apart from that, we also into technology training services. So we do all the tools around project management So these are the, we work around the Microsoft Suite, Oracle Suite, and also around the critical chain projects. So let's dive deep into about today's webinar. So today's webinar is predominantly to help the PMOs or the PMP aspirants to understand what this shift is all about, especially in the new ECO 2026. So we are going to speak more on how the transition has happened over, PMBOK 6th to today PMBOK 8th we are in. So we'll also understand the PMBOK guide framework and its practical application. So what is new in PMP ECO 2026? So PMI, every, in all their new edition, they bring in new flavors. So let's understand what this PMBOK particular edition has brought new. And we also understand the shift from process compliance to value realization. So this is a major shift we see. And we also see how the principles have broken down, and how the performance domains are called as, and what are the models, methods, and artifacts. So we'll also see how the PMP ECO 2026 is mapped to PMBOK 8th edition. So we've already started training in the new exam content outline from April onwards. So we have pretty much a very clear understanding on what it is and how it is. So this time we'll be having more insight and a deeper understanding on the complete concepts. So we have Srinivasan sir with us. So many of you would have known Srinivasan sir. He's the founder director of ProVentures, and he carries 40 years of experience into project program portfolio management. And he's having pretty much, around all the trainings. And also he has a very rich knowledge on all the consulting assignments, what we deliver in terms of Microsoft products, as well as around Oracle Suite. So we also have Prashant with us. So Prashant is our director operation. He also has he leads our consulting team, and he has a very niche experience around AI, which is again pretty much a major concept in the new content outline, and also overall in the project management community. So both of them will be here. So any doubts you have around this particular topic, you can raise. And this webinar is going to be around 1.5 to 2 hours. So in between, if you have any questions, you can ask, you can give it in chat. So we'll be reading out for you. And at the end of the webinar, so we will be circulating a feedback form. So it is important that you submit that feedback form with us. In turn, we will be giving you a 2 PDU webinar certificate, so which you can use it to claim PDUs for your other certifications. So with this, I will hand over the session to Srinivasan sir. This is the schedule for our PMP and our PDU workshop schedule. This we will come back to you at the end of the webinar again. So we can, without any further delay, we'll give this to Srinivasan sir to start what this PMP ECO 2026 is all about. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ratna. Thank you all participants who have taken time on a holiday evening, Friday evening, to attend this webinar. As I share my screen, is there anyone who basically attended the first session as well as you come for the second session? Anyone? So I want everyone to be quite interactive, because most of you are fully aware of project management. You're practitioners. Many of you have completed your trainings. Many of you have completed your certifications. So it is not going to be a strange topic to anyone. So it's a very familiar topic. And see, this is just about 75 minutes or so, or to 90 minutes probably. So we will not deep dive into any of the topics. Okay, it is more of, I would say, uh, looking at an overview from 20,000 feet. Okay, because the topic is so vast and so deep, we don't really have that luxury to deep dive into it. So since those topics are all familiar to you from your experience from previous trainings, the more you ask, the more I will share, and then we'll make it engaging, interesting, and useful to each of us. Okay. Of course, for a 1.5 hour webinar, setting expectation is difficult, but still, I would like to hear from one or two. Probably for the first time you are attending a seminar from webinar from Provi. So what would be your takeaway? Let me see if I'm not prepared for it. At least I can tell you. So what is going to be your takeaway? Please let me know. Any of you, we can spend a couple of minutes in listening to your voice. Anyone can unmute and speak.
Yeah, so this is Hitesh. I'll start.
Yes, Desh.
So what is the difference, the basic difference between these PMBOKs 6 to 8? What additions have been made? What is the different thing which we are going to learn, or if there is any curve which we need to understand, which can help us something to reduce, something to elevate, or something to help us reduce anything with better outcome. So what
Okay,
is so different? Yeah.
very good, very good. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, others, anything? There is no format or thing. Whatever comes to your mind, you can share. No expectations, then you are making my job easier. I'll give another 30 seconds.
So, Sini,
Okay,
I
yes,
completed my PMP like more than 10 years ago. So this, I'm sure so much has changed. So I just want to kind of understand what is the change in approach that is now being, followed, and is there something that I can take away from here that I want to probably deep dive and familiarize myself? I mean, I'm already
thank,
certified for a decade now, but
yeah. I
curious
hope
to
you
know
are
what
maintaining your certification now, ma'am.
I am. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
okay. Okay, okay. So this is second or third in this series, Ratna? This
Second, sir. This is
second.
second.
Okay, okay. Because when I saw your name, I thought you have already attended the previous one. That's why I asked that question. Anyone attending second time this one? Uh, I mean, I just wanted to put a small disclaimer. It could be many things could be repetitive. Okay, if you have already attended our first session, I know some of the familiar faces. I don't see them here, but in case if you are there, just take it as a refresher because 80% the content remains the same between first and second. But since, as Ratna said, we are started the new curriculum-based PMP workshop, and we are midway. So any more questions related to that, though the slides may not be there, but we will be able to answer. Okay. So with this, I will step into the session directly. And anytime you can stop me. In fact, I want you to stop me and ask your question. We will discuss, answer, and then we'll move forward. There is no constraint that I have to cover everything and you have to receive everything. So it is just a very informal workshop. So the countdown to the new PMP certification, in fact, the first two things are already done. PMI announced it in December, and in January, they have conducted a pilot on the new curriculum based on the new standard and the guide. In fact, a couple of our people, one from my own team and other from our student and the alumni, have attended the pilot, and both of them actually have passed the exam. Okay, so that was a good news. Uh, about the new exam is not something that is very different, but we were able to do it well. And for all others who are started taking training from April, July 7th is going to be the opening date for the PMP examination based on the new curriculum. Okay, so April, May, June will be the training and preparation period. They can take the exam from July first week. Okay, that is already announced by PMI. If you are not aware of it, just take this point and note it down. So this is, I would say 80-20. 80% of this webinar, we are going to focus on what's new in the PMBOK 8th edition. Okay, so I don't have anything in depth. All of them you will see only the cover page. Okay, cover page of different aspects, covered in different aspects. Discussion will happen inside. So in spite of that, this has come something around 35 slides. Okay, I don't know to what extent I'll be able to cover this 35 plus slides during this time, but we'll try our best. Okay, so it's going to be a full and full PMBOK 8th edition, followed by a small discussion on the PMP 2026 with the new content outline, and we can have some discussion around that, and then how ProVentures have geared up to bring this into the community, that we will end up with those programs. So this is the PMBOK evolution. Actually, the organization informally started sometime in 1983. Okay, that is when a small group of people gathered together, and then there is nothing formal about project management. Why not we assemble a set of practices? If I understand correct, it has came out from a university campus by a couple of like-minded people. Till 1990s, early 90s, it was more of a report, okay, a summary report in terms of project management practices. And then they came out with the first edition of PMBOK. And then they called it as a guide to the project management body of knowledge. Okay, that was the first thing, because a body of knowledge is very vast and deep. It is very difficult because it is entirely depend on the industry vertical and many other local, geographical and other conditions. So they were carefully worded it saying a guide to the project management body of knowledge, first edition. And then in 2004, I have covered only the major changes documented in the 8th edition. I didn't go through the individual versions. So 2004 was the third edition. I think somewhere around 2000 was the second edition. And I got my PMP in 1999. So I'm not sure whether on the first edition or second edition. But here in 2004, they basically divided into two parts: the standard for project management and the guide to the project management body of knowledge. Okay, the standard will broadly speak about the process in the process group mode, and then the guide will talk about the same set of processes in depth from a different dimension, the knowledge area dimension. So this will be the third chapter, and this is fourth to 13th chapter. Okay, as it was evolving until the sixth edition. Okay, so in each of edition, some processor were added. In between, one knowledge area stakeholder management was added, and then agile was added. That came up in sixth edition. Okay, in terms of major change in defining predictive life cycle and then tailoring towards agile in every chapter. If the project is agile, how this needs to be done differently. So that was another major addition. Now this was somewhere or something around 650 pages. So sixth edition, very informative, comprehensive, prescriptive, and people enjoyed. But between 27 to 2001, a lot of changes happened, or rather, I would say 2010 to 2020. That decade was marked by significant changes in the project management community. So, in terms of multiple agile models coming into the market, okay, agile model. So, a lot of turbulence, and till then PMI was the king, but that was shaken, okay, during that decade. And especially these agile practitioners, coaches, trainers, they literally slaughtered PMBOK. Okay, I attended one of the product owners workshop, also Scrum workshop. The trainer kept two sides and then say that this is addressed by coach, this is addressed by product owner, and then one by one, he took and placed it in different places and say that now this role can be scrapped. Okay, I was there. I was my BP was going up. Okay, but I wanted to maintain harmony. Okay, now this became a fashion during that time because they wanted to sell, and they left and right slaughtered the role of project manager, project management body of knowledge, PMI, PMP. So everything was slaughtered left and right. But it did not happen. I don't know whether fortunately or unfortunately. Okay, so it was more of a buzzword at that point of time rather than the reality. But PMI themselves realized that there is a need for change. So that is when the sixth edition was a kind of a hybrid, embracing both predictive and agile. And they also published another guide later, Agile Practitioner's Guide, which was a companion to PMBOK 6th edition. So if some of you would have came across that, there will be a PMBOK and sandwiched with another called Agile Practice Guide. And then during that time, there were many other changes happening in the standards marketplace. And there was a change in different other areas from a prescriptive standard, okay, to a more, I would say, a principle centered standard. Okay, principle, practice, and domain centered. Okay, the prescriptive standard was process, and then domain, framework. Okay, this is changed to it. So in the 7th edition, PMI introduced that principle, practice, and domain. And from 650 page, literally they reduced it to less than 200 pages. Okay, so the entire process model and the framework was eliminated, and then they came up with that. And unfortunately, the community didn't like it. Okay, there was a big gap between the PMP syllabus coverage versus the 7th edition content. So the actual courseware was pointing a lot of things to 6th edition rather than 7th edition, the PMP courseware. So PMI introduced an exclusive courseware for uh, PMP examination, and 7th edition was more of a showpiece rather than practitioner guide. So PMI continued to receive a lot of feedback from the community practitioners and other partners, etc. And the outcome was 8th edition. Of course, generally they maintain 3 to 4 years between each edition. So as planned, the 2025 8th edition was actually a hybrid of both. Okay, we can say a simplified prescriptive model plus the principle, practice, and domain. So both they have combined and then brought it to 8th edition. They have done a fantastic work, I would say. Okay, so it's much simpler than 6th edition, much elaborate than 7th edition, and with a lot of other, I would say, reforms or evolutionary changes done in 8th edition. So it's not I'm not kind of a flattering. Okay, truly they have done great work. Okay, when it comes to 8th edition. So that is what we are going to look at in the rest of the session. So any of you have any questions on this, the major editions and the evolution of PMBOK over the last 96 to 2026 means close to 30 years, 3 decades change. Anybody have any questions? Okay, you can continue to ask. So this webinar is coined around this outline. Please, as I told you, we are just looking at the standard from 20,000 feet high. Okay, we are going to see only the bird's eye view of the standard. Okay, not in depth. So what are those major changes? Okay, I'll briefly introduce and then we'll move into what is there in the standard for project management, which is in line with the ANSI standard. PMI standard is also adapted as is by American National Standards Institution for Project Management, ANSI standard part 2. And then as part of part 2, the one of the feature is principles of project management. Okay, so that will be there. And then of course life cycle model, I'm not going to go in depth, but they have simplified it. Okay, based on the 6th, 7th, and the other aspects, they put it in a very simplified manner. I'll just show you how it is. And then we'll go spend more quality time on the project management body of knowledge, 8th edition. Okay, we'll see in detail. And then towards the end, we'll talk a little bit about PMP 2026. So that's the agenda for this webinar. Okay, we'll just keep going. So the summary of changes, is they basically introduced into the standard some of the key terms, okay, in terms of definitions, very selected key terms. Okay, as an example, I would say, what is project? Okay, there is a significant change in definition itself. Okay, and then what do we mean by project success? How do you define project success? Okay, and then value. How do you define value? Like that, a lot of terms, new and old, were defined, updated, new terms are introduced. All those things, okay, is something brought in. And then the principles in the seventh edition, there were 12 principles. Some of them were overlapping, and few other, okay, things were there. So now they have simplified it to 6 principles. Okay, we'll spend some time, quality time, on understanding those principles. Okay, they simplified it. And then, as I told you before, the focus areas, which was earlier called knowledge areas, okay, and the process groups continue to remain, focus areas or process groups, the new name. Earlier it was called process group, now it is called focus areas. And then the knowledge areas are renamed as performance domains. Now this also, the number of knowledge areas, they reduced, merging few of them. We will cover in detail as we move forward. Okay, so this is the very broad level, but we will dive into tier 2, okay, in terms of the major changes at each of these points, how it is done. The refined principles. Okay, so now you should understand this picture a little more. It was also overlapping with many other standards across the globe. Okay, the principle basically reflect the mindset. Okay, so the change starts from our mindset. So the mindset is the starting point. Okay, they defined this mindset in terms of 3 areas. Okay, we should have a proactive mindset, and then value driven mindset, and assuming ownership and accountability should be there in the mindset of the people. Now, which actually reflects the reality. Wherever you go, one of the common thing people say is, hey, these days people are not taking up ownership from the beginning. Like, for example, from our childhood or adolescent stage to a fresher in corporate to the senior leadership. Okay, people are reluctant to take ownership and accountability. So it's a mindset issue. Okay, so they start with it should start from that. That is why the principles are coined, and a very simple term. And then mindset leads to principles. Principle leads to practices, and then practices leads to, are grouped under domain. Okay, so these are the performance domains that we call as knowledge areas. Okay, now this is very clearly statements and high level descriptions, and the groups of practices forms that. And the other side, the domains are decomposed into processes, okay, to make it little more prescriptive, okay, with the same domains further broken down into processes with our familiar terms in terms of inputs, okay, and outputs, and tools and techniques. So all these things are available in the new 8th edition. You will see them. But they have done some structural changes to remove lot of redundancies which were there in 1st edition to 6th edition. Okay, which I will, around this area, they made structural changes. I'll explain to you when it comes to that. I don't want to dump too many things on your head. So if I look at it, let's go into each of the principles and spend some time. Let's move from here. Proactive, adopt a holistic view when it comes to project management. Okay, so when we say holistic view, it will be something like in a easily understandable way, you need to look from project, program, portfolio, strategy, and I'll go from here to here. Okay, internal environment, external environment. Okay, a project manager should have an understanding this much, and then make sure that his or her project is aligned and work within an internal and external environment. So all of them put together, and then they call it as a value delivery framework. Okay, so this is the holistic view, not just a skewed compartmental view of project. Okay, how we need to look at it. The same is the case horizontally. You can take it if you place it. Okay, pre-project in terms of feasibility, evaluation by program, portfolio, strategic alignment. Okay, and then initiating project life cycle, within that development life cycle, and post project in terms of operations until the product is retired, the product life cycle. So you see on this side, okay, they are trying to address the holistic view and the role of project and project management. Okay, do you see the holistic view, how it is defined? And the second principle is embed quality into processes and deliverables. So quality is not something, a separate attribute. Okay, if you look at the old definition for project management, it is balancing competing project constraints that includes but not limited to scope, schedule, cost, resources, quality, risk, etc. Now, in fact, that definition, I'm not able to find it in the book. Okay, now the quality is embedded into the processes and deliverables. Just to demonstrate that, this chapter itself is removed and then bridged into the first chapter. Earlier it was called integration. Now it is called governance, project governance. So the governance includes integration and quality. Okay, that is how this principle is incorporated into the bigger picture. And then be an accountable leader. I don't need to say this because the lot of this interpersonal leadership, all those things are embedded, okay, at all levels in terms of roles, responsibilities, governance, etc. And build an empowered culture. Okay, this is again in the emergence of agile. Okay, so this piece is built. Okay, the role of the project manager to be a servant leader, building an empowered high performance teams, etc., has been well integrated into that. Okay, to bring this ownership into picture. And the other totally new thing which you would not find earlier is, okay, integrate sustainability within the project areas. In different places, this has been stressed. Okay, how the project manager is a steward of not only for the investment and the stakeholders, but also for sustainability, okay, and nature, how the project should be driven. Not last but not least, I would say the starting point should have been this. Okay, I ended up starting with holistic view, focus on value. From the beginning to the end, okay, they stressed on the value, okay, very, very explicitly, very glaringly in detail. Okay, so this is how the 6 principles are part of the standard with a little elaboration, and then it is further, okay, detailed into the body of knowledge. So that's the refined principles. From 12 principles they reduced to 6 principles, and then make it more simple, removing the overlap, duplication and confusing terms. So I'll move to the second point, the standard for the project management, which is actually a book by itself, a major section by itself, not a major section, minor section. So the standard where, as I told you, all those key terms are introduced, okay, which are, some of them are very new. For example, earlier, when I teach, I say benefit management is part of program management. Project management is more deliverable oriented. So I have to refine it in my teaching itself. Okay, the project manager also should be benefit and value focused. So the related terms are output, outcome, benefit, value, artifact. So these are all the terms that have come new into the project management standard and body of knowledge. And then roles, okay, in terms of project manager, project management team, project team, PMO, functional, operations, the different roles are well delineated as part of the standard. At the same time, synchronizing between project, program, portfolio, and product. Okay, that also has been explicitly, the dots are connected, okay, in this edition. As I told you before, okay, the very definition of the project, maybe I should have copy pasted the definition. You will be interested. Maybe I can even show it to you at the end if we get time. Okay, so the very definition of the project, what project success means, okay, all that, the value delivery system and framework which I shared a little before are part of it. And then how project governance, okay, it should be in sync with organizational governance through program governance, portfolio governance, etc. Okay, is explained in this, as well as the relationship between those things. Some of them were already there in the 6th edition, 7th edition, but here they have been reorganized and then brought into the picture as a standard for project management. Okay, it will not go into depth in terms of the practices, processes, inputs, etc. But this will be concise, but also very good to look at it from a senior manager perspective, from a bird's eye view perspective. So in terms of value creation, okay, you will see they have done a lot. Otherwise, usually when we talk about benefit value, we largely think about monetary value and a little bit of non-monetary value. But if you read through it, you will see a lot more, okay, in terms of components that creates value. Okay, so you will see the product itself is part of a value creation. Okay, sometimes we see that a product is developed, but it doesn't received well in the market, so the project is a failure. Now those kind of mindsets, no, they try to leave it, remove it in a very hard way. Okay, see, the product itself is a component of value. Probably it may be too early for the market to receive it and appreciate it. But for the organization who created that product, okay, it is a intellectual property, significant capability development, learning for the future. So all those things are stressed. Okay, so you will see, I mean, you need to go deep into it, but you will see the components of value creation, okay, in terms of improving efficiency, even timely delivery of the product. So the value is analyzed in multiple areas. For example, complying to, okay, the policies is a value creation. Okay, so like that, they analyzed it in different dimensions, the business value of doing a project. Okay, so as I told you, we'll not go into the details unless you ask for a question. The next, which is also significantly impacting the PMP exam, okay, is the internal and external, okay, environmental factors that influence the project. Okay, this has been significantly expanded, and towards the end I'll show it to you. Earlier 8% of PMP questions now increased to 26% in terms of this business environment. Okay, the business environment share increased from 8 to 26%. So in many aspects they addressed it, okay, in terms of the organizational influences, external influences on the project. So these things were basically ignored in the 7th edition. They were brought back again in terms of the organization structure and its influence on the project management success and the role of the project manager, okay, in different forms of structures. This I'm sure is quite familiar to many of the people who are assembled here. So I don't want to spend much time. And I was talking about this holistic picture. Okay, so you will see this a product life cycle in terms of introduction, growth, maturity, decline, and retirement in a time scale. And then the portfolio connection to it. Okay, sometimes in big organizations, you'll see that their portfolios are structured around products. And within that, a program, okay, in terms of developing, deploying, and maturing the product. Okay, introduction and growth, it could be a program. And the sustenance, and then stretching its life cycle again through other programs, retrofits and O&M kind of programs, which in turn further decomposed into projects. So you'll see this picture: project life cycle, program life cycle, portfolio cycle, product life cycle, and how they all coexist within the value delivery system. Okay, so these are all the things I'm sure all experienced people will relish when you see through it. Okay, so program management within a product life cycle, project management within a product life cycle, product management within portfolio, product management within program. All these things are detailed out. So when I say detailed out, you may not find a product management guide within PMBOK, but these connections are made, definitions are explained. That's it. Okay, still our focus is on project management. So we already looked at the principles of project management. So I'll just skip this unless you have a question on this. Okay, which is part of the standard for project management. I also explained some of these principles in detail. Okay, so it is based on the mindset, which is proactive, and then accountable leader, and then the third is what? What is the third dimension? Anybody who remember it? Okay, since the portion was high, we didn't prepare a quiz this time, and probably Sam, if possible, prepare some a simple quiz, Sam. Okay, look at what is there in the past. If possible, 10-15 minutes, prepare a quiz, Sam.
Yeah.
Okay, all of you, please henceforth remember so that you can answer the quiz. Okay, the life cycle models, as I told you earlier, PMBOK 6th edition addressed predictive, okay, and then at the end, agile consideration as a small addendum in each chapter. And then they also released a separate standard called Agile Practice Guide. It is not a standard, it is a guide. Okay, these two were the companion books in the 6th edition. So now they seamlessly merged both into it, both at the standard level as well as at the guide level. Okay, so that's the thing. So project lives, it has to be merged very synchronously. So that is what they have done. And in a very simple way, as I told you, again, a lot of variants are discussed, but at a very high level understanding, okay, this is how it is, very simple. Okay, predictive life cycle, one extreme. If you all could recollect that there is one model, okay, between complexity versus extent of changes that could come up, okay, between highly predictive to totally ad hoc and chaos. There is a model. Okay, so one end it is predictive, and the other end they simply made it as adaptive. Okay, because if you use the word agile, it confuses. There are hundreds of agile models are there. Adaptive approach, predictive approach, and a combination of it is hybrid approach. Okay, so and when it comes to adaptive, okay, here they brought it, okay, increasingly, okay, iterative and incremental. Okay, so this adaptive will have the highest okay aspect of iterative and incremental. Somewhere here, if you draw the line, okay, it will have predictive and adaptive holding together in hybrid. So in a hybrid cycle, there will be some element of stage gating and compliance requirements, etc. So those are predictive in nature. At the same time, there will be a lot of uncertainty that leads to iterative developments, and then there is a validation, and then moving on to next cycle, especially what is followed in pharmaceutical and defense kind of sectors. Okay, so it's very easy for a non-IT person to understand. Okay, earlier agile means they immediately say that, hey, that's for IT projects, for us it is not applicable. Now everybody can understand this much better. Okay, so I have not brought too many details about it, okay, because you need to go in depth to read out all of them. Let's move on to the body of knowledge. So this I brought it in terms of these remarks for you to know. These are as is copied from the PMBOK. It says the community input for the PMBOK guide 8th edition overwhelmingly recommended in its development stage updating the project performance domains. Okay, performance domains, as I told you, are the formerly called knowledge areas, to include and integrate various project management concepts described. This was one of the community's recommendation, overwhelmingly recommended things. So that's where the 8th edition, the design came up. Project management knowledge areas are fields or areas of specialization, verticals that are commonly employed when managing projects. They are historically defined in prior editions as a set of processes associated with a particular topic like scope, resources, risk, etc. So this edition synthesizes those knowledge areas and other accepted concepts into 7 project management performance domains. Okay, we are going to look at it in detail. So earlier it was 10, now it is minimized to 7 performance domains. Project management processes are formalized series of logically connected activities. Okay, there is an interconnectivity that exists which needs to be respected and followed when you are structuring a project management methodology. So these things have been again recommended to be followed throughout the project life cycle. So this edition includes a selection of 40 non-prescriptive processes. Okay, they are making it clear. Earlier it was more prescriptive processes. Now they are making it as non-prescriptive processes. When you say non-prescriptive, still the model works. Okay, process, a set of inputs and a set of outputs. Okay, and tools and techniques works. Okay, but how they made it as non-prescriptive, I'll explain it later. Hold on for a minute. Tailoring considerations and examples are inserted. Okay, it's very important when you keep non-prescriptive, the tailoring is very critical into each performance domain. These considerations and examples illustrate how practitioners can apply context specific adjustments to individual processes or the overall performance domain. Okay, so this summarizes the reason between 6th to 7th to 8th, okay, which is pretty much in alignment but in a much reformed manner. Okay, any questions? I'm sure some will have a question on this slide.
So it's interesting. I like the approach with the 8th edition. I mean, I'm the 5th edition, so for me it's a fairly big change from there.
Okay.
Dinosaur era, but yeah, these are interesting.
Yeah, if 5th edition is dinosaur, 6th edition is 1.5x dinosaur. Good, no problem. Thank you for the remark. Anybody else would like to say something? Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so I'm entering into the main theme of this webinar, Project Management Body of Knowledge, 8th edition. So you'll see a very different approach here. They have divided into 4 sections. Okay, the first section comprises of all the 7 domains, performance domains, which are nothing but knowledge areas. Okay, the first major section, probably 60% of the PMBOK will be section 1. Okay, I don't know. I have to find out how many pages and then recalculate the percentage. I'm just looking from the magnitude and telling this. The second section, as I told you, as we just read, it is very important because they are non-prescriptive processes and domains. So they gave a fairly lengthy tailoring guidelines. But you and me know very well, okay, the tailoring is something that comes from the tacit knowledge of the practitioners. Okay, it's very, very difficult to put it in a book, how to tailor a methodology or framework. So that's why this PMP certification is going to be a powerful enabler for each of us. So with mastering the non-prescriptive generic approach, and with your own experience in the domain and multiple domains, you will be able to following these tailoring guidelines. Without that, it is very difficult. But these guidelines plus you will be able to do that job well. Okay. And third is a very major change. Every process will basically talk about input, output. Now, these inputs are very comprehensive. Very comprehensive means in the fifth and sixth edition, if there are 5-6 inputs, in this 8th edition, there will be 10 inputs. Okay, outputs probably may not be much, maybe 4 to 6 outputs. Okay, so the inputs, all generic inputs will be there, but there will not be any explanation in section 1. It will simply put EEF, OPA, project document, project management plan. Okay, like that, a list of inputs and the specific outputs. But how this input contributes to the process, they leave it. And they integrated all inputs and outputs as a one appendix or one section at the end. Okay, there are about, in fact, I just counted it. There are about 105 input and outputs are summarized into something around 40 pages. All inputs are centralized. So you understand the input, how you are going to use part of it, full of it, or if I don't need that input, you can always chop it down and then create your own specific process. Okay, that's how this non-prescriptive process definition is made in 8th edition, and all inputs and outputs are centralized as section 3. The same way, okay, the tools and techniques will be there. Okay, TNT will be there in the process, but it will not be explained at all. Okay, until 6th edition, everywhere input will be explained, tool will be explained, output will be explained in every process. And you will see lot of repetitions will come. You do not know if this is the process, this is how this tool to be applied. If in this process, this is how the tool will be applied. All that confusions, okay, they just passed it on to you. You apply it the way you want. Okay, centralize all tools and techniques. So there are about 171 tools and techniques are there. Highly expanded. If I remember correct, up to 6th edition, there were around 136 tools and techniques. So now there are 171 tools and techniques. And if I remember correct, more than 100 pages are there. They're dedicated to tools and techniques. About 40 pages to cover the inputs and outputs. And then maybe about less than 10 pages on tailoring, and other parties on the performance domain. So if you look at it, I think I need to revise this. Probably this could be 40%. Okay, these two put together maybe around 50% plus. This would be around 5%. Okay, so that's how the spread will be. So this is how they restructured the project management body of knowledge into a non-prescriptive model, and comprising of performance domains, focus areas, processes, and then centralizing the inputs and outputs and tools and techniques. Okay, this is the 4 core sections of PMBOK. Questions? I hope
Focus areas is how we have renamed the knowledge areas, is it?
performance domain is knowledge areas.
Okay.
Focus area are process groups.
Okay.
Okay, process groups are our IPEC. Initiate, plan, execute, control, and close.
Correct.
Okay, the knowledge areas are now called performance domains. Okay.
Like risk, etc. Right? Your risk quality, etc. is now
Exactly.
now performance.
Probably, let us guess from all that we discussed so far. Okay, in the focus area, there is no change, the same 5 process groups. But knowledge area, okay, let's try. Okay, there are around 20 plus people are there. So tell me, what is the first for performance domain?
Integration.
Integration. Now, what is the new name for it?
Integration is now quality.
Okay, I want everyone to participate.
Governance.
Excellent,
Governance.
excellent.
Governance. Yeah.
Governance, nice. Okay, in fact, this governance belong to this one. There are 3 domains in PMP now. Okay, process, people. What is the third one? Those who have taken training recently. Business environment. Okay, so this governance now is brought under, majority of it has brought under business environment. That is why the percentage of questions increased from 8% to 26%. Okay, because this governance chunk of it has come to business environment. Okay, second, what was the earlier knowledge area? Scope. What do you think will be the new name? Don't guess. Scope only. Third, what was the earlier knowledge area?
Time.
Schedule.
Schedule.
This also cannot change. Schedule. Fourth one, what was the earlier? I don't want to write.
Cost.
Cost, project
Resource.
cost management. Now,
Value. I don't know.
the value is embedded in scope significantly. Okay, now it is called financials. Okay, the fifth one was quality. Now,
Doesn't exist.
does it exist? Sixth one, I'll write it here. Sixth one,
Resource.
okay, very good. Now here, it cannot be changed again. Resources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has come. Seventh one.
Risk and communication.
Stakeholder.
Risk or communication? Tell me one
No,
of that.
risk. Then afterwards, communication can also
No,
be
no. Communication.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there is no separate knowledge area for communication. It is merged with stakeholders. Okay. Right. So this also no. Okay. What was the eighth one?
risk management plan.
Very good. So eighth one is risk. And again, here also it is risk. All right. Ninth one,
Procurement.
Procurement.
procurement. Okay, so now this is split into resources as well as little bit in governance, and the rest of the things as applicable, because some of the project needs extensive contracting. So they added one appendix called procurements and contract, or procurement. Okay, so there is no separate chapter called procurement. So no separate chapter for communication, no separate chapter for quality. So what is the 10th one?
Stakeholder management.
Stakeholder management.
Stakeholders. So that continues to remain stakeholder. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are the 7 domains, performance domains of project management. I guess you got the ROI for attending this webinar. We'll move on. Okay. So this is again a repeat, because this is repeated in all the 3 sections. So as I told you, the central piece is mindset in terms of proactive, ownership, value driven. And the first circle is principles, the 6 principles, and the second circle is performance domains. So progressively, you can say elaborated like this. Okay, not one-to-one relationship. Okay, one-to-many relationship between each principle to performance domain. They also mapped it in each chapter. Okay, if you take one particular performance domain, what are the principles that apply to it? Okay, like that. Okay, so we discussed it already. 5 focus areas: initiating, planning, executing, monitoring and controlling, and closing. 7 domains: governance, scope, schedule, finance, stakeholders, resources, and risk. In fact, this was one of my dream. Why stakeholders should be put into 13th chapter. It should come much before. So thankfully they elevated to 4th or 5th position. Okay. Probably it should be still further promoted. Maybe in the subsequent areas it will happen. And these are all the processes. So if you count, it will come to 40, the count. Okay. This is the new 8th edition PMBOK. So the next 7 slides are going to be the same pattern. And probably I should have copied one knowledge area. Prashant or Sam, if you just keep open one towards the end, we'll show it to them how a specific process looks like. Okay, it is not there in my slide deck. So governance, the first
Yes.
performance domain. So we'll just walk through these processes. You will be able to recollect from your earlier understanding. Initiate project or phase. Integrate and align project plans. Project plus sourcing strategy. Okay, this has come from procurement back to governance. Okay, because some of the federal government and other big projects, the sourcing strategy is one of the important governance practice. Okay, they brought it. And execution, manage project execution, manage quality assurance. This has come from our quality chapter. Manage project knowledge is a repeat. Okay, which was there before. Monitor and control project performance. It is repeat. Okay, assess and implement changes. Okay, earlier the name was perform integrated change control. Now it is assess and implement changes, close project and phase. Okay, this is one of the biggest domain. 3, 4, 7 plus 2, 9 out of 40 processes are in this domain. Okay, if you need any question, please stop me. Otherwise, I'll keep going so that we cover holistic. Scope, as we said before, plan scope management, repeat, elicit and analyze requirement. Earlier it was called a collect requirement. So now this is more meaningful. Elicitation and analysis are two critical aspects of requirements engineering. So it is again repeat, define scope, repeat. Okay, create work breakdown structure is more meaningful, but they somehow renamed it as develop scope structure. Again, could be some reason because in big project they do first project level breakdown, project sub project, and then product level breakdown. Okay, in terms of components and subsystems, and then comes work breakdown. So since all the three can happen in a project, they generically named as develop scope structure. Monitor and control scope, validate scope, all of them are repeat, repeat. Okay, so basically no major change at the process level. And this is just as a sample I have brought in. For every domain, okay, it should be largely, they identified this outcome and validation or checking of the outcome. Okay, it is like a value driven project management. If I am doing a process, what is the expected outcome by performing that particular process? Okay, it is not just at the process level, at the domain level, they have defined this table. Okay, by performing this domain, what is the expected outcome? How do I check this? Okay, what is that being checked through this outcome? Probably we can take one example. Outcome is measured through in the form of scope creep is measured in terms of percentages. Okay, scope creep as a percentage is measured with some formula. Okay, they have given a little bit of guidance. Okay, so what is the outcome? How do you check that outcome? Okay, so this is a good value add for the project managers to define metrics and other things. Okay, I'm not repeating this for all domains. It is just as an example. I presented it here. Schedule, you will see a surprise. Okay, earlier this is used to be the highest number of processes, but this develop schedule is a highly iterative set of practices. So they simply combined it into one process, develop schedule. Plan schedule management is repeat. So this is merged multiple processes. Okay. Can you identify what are the processes merged into it? Anybody? A small knowledge check. What are the processes that are merged into one process here? Give something, no? You are all trained, certified PMs. Define activities. Next.
Sequencing.
Sequence, very good. Next.
And estimate duration.
Very good. So everybody needs one small trigger, 3-letter trigger. And then fourth one.
And logically lead or lag, that is what.
Yeah, that is sequence. Okay.
Okay.
The next is develop schedule.
Develop schedule. Yeah.
Okay. Now There are a few other processes, at least one other process will closely interact. Okay, so estimate activity resources, okay, which was taken out and then put it in resource management. But actually, in up to 5th edition, it was part of scheduling. Okay, in the 6th edition, they moved. So 5 processes actually put together develops the schedule. Okay, so that they have put it like this: define activities, determine sequence, estimate effort and duration. Okay, both goes actually hand in hand, and then develop schedule. Instead of that, okay, do some what if analysis, optimizations, etc. Finally, you get the schedule outcome. Okay, adjust, optimize, etc. So these are the 4 steps you do in the process of developing schedule. Okay, so this is the one process with 4 steps, and then monitor and control schedule is the same. Okay, finance. Okay, name is changed, but the in whatever inside remains the same. Okay, maybe infrastructure project, they don't use the term cost management, they use the term financials management, so they changed it. Okay, plan financial management, estimate cost, develop budget, and monitor and control cost. It is the same, all of them are repeat. And then comes stakeholders. You will see sudden growth. Okay, identify stakeholders, repeat. Plan stakeholder engagement, repeat. Along with that, plan communications also, repeat. Okay, brought from communication management. Manage stakeholder engagement, manage communication. Monitor engagement, monitor communication. So simply concatenated 2 chapters which are very logically go together, and then they brought this out. Okay, so that is the change in terms of stakeholders. Resources, plan resource management, repeat. Estimate resources, repeat. Acquire team, okay, or acquire resources, okay, whatever it is. Okay, now they split it only as resources. Okay, and then lead the team, monitor and control resources. Again, only the non-living resources, monitor and control. Our team largely may be monitoring, but not even that part. Okay, so this is more of resource management rather than thing, but still they summarized. I don't know. We need to read out inside how the people resource and other resources are seamlessly merged into this chapter. Okay, I have not read in depth into this. Risk, more or less unchanged. Plan risk management, repeat. Identify risk, repeat. Perform risk analysis. There is a change. Can you identify anyone? Which normally people get confused. I'm giving a clue.
Qualitative risk and quantitative risk analysis.
Very good. Qualitative and quantitative. Okay. Now people get confused. They just merged it. Okay. As needed, do both or either. Plan risk responses, implement risk responses, and monitor risks. By and large remains the same. Okay. So these are something we keep debating. This was very interesting. That's why I brought this into this slide. Okay, when it comes to risk management, we need to understand this 4 quadrants. Okay, knowns are the facts and requirements that needs to be planned and managed as part of the project. Okay, that doesn't come under risk management at all. They are not risk. Unknown unknowns. Okay, they will be emergent risk. That means I have no knowledge about it at the moment, which is beyond the okay our sphere of influence. So usually we do it with two things. One is we should be resilient as team, and then at the management level keep a reserve called management reserve. Okay, we used to discuss this unknown unknowns, and then unknown known, known unknown. We generally we didn't know the difference. Okay, unknown known is hidden fact. They're still part of the risk. Knowledge exists in the community, but not within the entity working on the endeavor. The project team and stakeholders don't know, but it is there outside. So we need to go and seek and then translate into requirements. If there is an uncertainty, identify it as risk. Known unknown, there is a knowledge to identify the probability and impact. Okay, I know that it will happen, but I do not know when it will happen and what would be the impact. This is risk, classical risk. Okay, very interesting. Okay, so it could be another piece of takeaway for you. So all these things were part of section 1, whatever I discussed. There are a lot more. Okay, I didn't bring all of them because of this 90 minutes time limit. I brought only limited aspects. And then comes tailoring. We'll try to understand. We'll not spend much time on tailoring because we know what it is. And then we'll see a little bit in terms of input, outputs, and tools and techniques. The tailoring happens in 4 levels or 4 steps. Okay, the first, choose a development approach best suited for the endeavor. Okay, that's very important. That is why this is added as part of governance, selecting a appropriate life cycle for the project. Okay, so it's very, very important step. Okay, as part of tailoring. When you assume a project, the first thing you need to do it, this belong to predictive or adaptive or hybrid. Now, let's say hybrid, and then draw the life cycle where the iterative components coming up, where the predictive components coming up, how they are bridged together in this. So develop, okay, initial development approach, and then modify based on the organizational requirement. Okay, so your organization has a tailored life cycle model. Okay, sometimes it will have engineering processes added to it, life cycle, the scientific processes added to it. So tailor it according to your organization. In fact, the first one will be according to your industry. Second is according to your organization. And the third level of tailoring according to the specific project. So that means customer centricity, and then the environmental conditions exist at that point of time, size of the project, criticality of the project, consider all of them, and then do tailoring in terms of the practices, processes, etc. And then continuous improvement. Okay, so as you walk through the life cycle and development approach, inspect and keep adapting, changing, tuning, calibrating your processes. Okay, so this is a iterative exercise. You need to keep doing it across. So these are the 4 key levels of tailoring. As a project manager, you should take the ownership and do it for your project. It could be part of the program, then program manager, etc. Okay, so pretty well explained, and not everyone can practically apply it. But if you are a certified PMP, you are expected to do this because you know all these 4 steps. So you can do it for your project. Are you all with me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. And see, this is having too many pages, so I did not bring any specific input. I just have only the statistics. Okay. So if you want, I can navigate through it, but the inputs and tools separate section, as I told you before, is centralized as section 4 with the 32 pages, 105 items well defined as part of section 4. Tools and techniques are fully centralized. Section 5 that has 72 pages. I'm sorry, I said more than 100. 72 pages with 171 line items. Okay, it's very nice. In fact, I was telling Ratna that we should run a full 3 or 4 day workshop for the practicing professionals, certified PMPs on PMBOK 8th edition. Okay, that will basically we can bring in a lot of these things to the knowledge of the certified professionals. Maybe because you may pass the PMP exam, but definitely you will not be knowing all these things. Okay, which are well detailed, conceptualized in the PMBOK 8th edition. Okay, so that is how section 2, the first section is on domain, second section is on tailoring. Okay, that the 4th and 5th are part of this inputs, outputs, tools and techniques. And then comes few other appendixes. That is where again it is a specialty, I would say. So the project management office as a an entity, a concept, they brought it and then put it as a separate, so that you can go vertically, understand what is the value proposition PMO brings in. Okay, and then from a customer centricity perspective, how do you structure a PMO? It is not elaborate. Okay, it will hardly have some 3-4 pages, but what are the different types of PMO? And then there is a PMO maturity model. So they have given in a very brief manner, but of course with a lot of resources referenced to it at the end. Okay, so that is how one appendix on project management office. Another appendix, okay, on artificial intelligence. People are talking a lot about 8th edition is extensively addressing artificial intelligence. The answer is no. Okay, very little here and there in the form of tools, techniques are addressed, but they have brought a separate appendix X3 as part of AI. So there, okay, the strategies for AI adoption, okay, for a integrated PPM organization perspective, how you do that. And then this is very useful. Okay, they have identified something around 20 to 25, 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. Yeah, 20 to 25 use cases, which you can straight away take it and then prompt it using any of the model, and you will get a lot of insights. In fact, you can even write a book with that. Okay, so they're given around 20 to 25 frequently used use cases for you to use and then go deep dive into AI and its application in project management. And then how to use AI in a responsible manner and ethical manner. Okay, they gave a small explanation and then a very good number of resources. Okay, many of them are PMI resources like AI Infinity, okay, which is a PMI's, you can say a search engine related to project management. I tried using it, it was good. Okay, for example, you go to Infinity and then just type your project description. Okay, my project is to build this particular infrastructure with these amenities. Okay, prepare a risk manual for it. So you will find a 20 to 30 page risk management plan or your SOP for risk management. Okay, will be prepared and then it will given in the form of a Word document. So like that you can use this PMI Infinity tool. Like that they have various other open resources and PMI resources which you can make use of it from this particular gateway. Okay, so that is the section on artificial intelligence. As I told you, the procurement as a performance domain is removed. Some of it are integrated with resource management, some of it are integrated with governance, and rest of them with a little more expanded manner brought as a separate appendix. Okay, with procurement overview in terms of process overview, make or buy analysis strategy, RFQ, RFP, source selection analysis criteria, different types of contracts and contract and claim administration. So pretty well detailed this particular chapter, including negotiations, all of them are detailed here. Okay, so it's a reasonably well explained bigger section relating to procurement. So that's all about 8th edition as a bird's eye view. So maybe our thought process is with a little more detail, we should go for 8 hours, for especially for the certified PMPs, but 8 hours itself will not be sufficient. We need at least 2 or 3 days for the certified people, but non-certified people are trained who want to go for an in-depth understanding of 5th edition before going for exam also can be benefited if you run a 3 or 4 day workshop where we can walk through most of these tools and techniques. Okay, whichever self-explanatory we can leave it, whichever needs greater depth, okay, we can go. Because the current PMP curriculum, in my opinion, it's good to pass the exam, but not deep dive into practice. Okay, I mean, since I'm also a certified trainer, I have to give an unbiased opinion. Okay, a PMP after going through the PMI courseware alone cannot become a sound practitioner. Okay, they need this 8th edition insight. Okay, or after becoming a PMP, they can take it as a reference guide and then apply it in their organizational practice. Okay, so starting point could be a certification in project management as PMP, but to deep dive into a specific tool, technique, practice, domain, okay, so you have to go through 8th edition. So that way, I don't say, I would not have said this for the 7th edition, okay, but for 8th edition, it is much more meaningful. Okay. Let me take another 5 minutes or maybe 10 minutes depending upon your question. But before I jump into it, PMP 2026, any questions? I don't know how many of you here are certified PMPs. How many of you here are aspiring in your journey as PMPs? How many of you are even yet to attend a workshop? I don't know. Prashant, if you can just put one survey, that will be good. Among these probably 18 to 20 participants. Otherwise, also you can, anyway, you are going to mention it in your feedback form to claim PDOs. So we'll get to know. Okay, we don't need to waste time on that. If you have any question.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I think we have a Kahoot waiting for the
Okay,
attendees. So
okay.
we
Then
can
I'll
go with that.
quickly complete it and then we'll spend the next 15 minutes on Kahoot. Okay. Yeah, I'll skip these things because I already discussed July 2026 is the cutoff date for PMP. Anyone who is in your journey towards PMP, you can stay back and ask more questions related to that. Okay, you can take the current exam anytime until July. That means old syllabus. Okay, beyond 7th July, everything will change to new curriculum. This is the one slide I will explain for a few minutes. This is PMP 2026 or the new ECO. Okay, so the new ECO adds topics like AI, sustainability, stakeholder engagement, okay, which I have covered it already. Shifts focus more towards outcome and value. I have covered it in every domain, the outcome and the check. Okay, the performance check also mentioned as a separate table. The domains, okay, eco domains are people, process, and business environment. From 42 reduced to 33, from 50 reduced to 41, and from 8 increased to 26. Okay. Now, as I told you, the chapter like governance, okay, will largely covered as part of business environment. Okay, that's how the redistribution of the percentage happens. Even quality, of course, quality may not be fully part of business environment. Things like continuous improvement, they are all part of business environment. Approach, okay, it covers predictive, agile, and hybrid applications, which was there before also. Eligibility, some changes with respect to other geographical regions. With respect to for the Indian audience, it is more or less the same. Earlier, eligibility period, you can backdate it for 8 years. Now it is changed to 10 years. Okay, if you are appearing for exam in 2026, you can go till 2016 and then bring your 3 years of experience. Okay, that is how it is. And 180 questions, 240 minutes, these are all the same as it was. And this is the thing, it will also be there, but you can mention it in your feedback form. Our upcoming PMP workshop is from 16th May to 13th June. This is the schedule. And then the next one will be June, July. If you are willing going for PMP exam, you can enroll to any of these workshop. If you are already trained, you don't need to go through another 35 contact hours with courseware. Your new courseware will automatically get published in your login. So you don't need to go through a full PMP prep workshop. So we are thinking of running one Delta X, okay, an upgrade PMP workshop. So it will be in the form of 2 or 3 days as against 5 days. We'll only give, okay, with the old syllabus and the new syllabus, how you can cope up and go for the new exam. Okay, so we will announce. Please, if you are in that bandwidth, put it in your feedback, ask our team to call you back, and then we will tell you, and you can attend this workshop. Okay, this will not be a fully paid PMP workshop because courseware is not required and the number of days are less. So our fee also will be less. Okay, so this is something I thought of telling you. And of course, for all the certified PMPs, so this is our upcoming PDU workshop, which you can get in touch with us and then enroll yourself if you are looking for. Especially PFMP, we are about to start in a fortnight time. If some of you are senior people, you can make use of that. This is available to you. So that's fine. Thank you very much. We have another 13 minutes. I'll hand it over to Sam. And Sam, you can share and run a quick Kahoot. I hope you can do it in 10 minutes.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. I will need to unshare.
I'll take the screen. So I
Yeah.
request all the participants, you just need to scan this QR to enter into the quiz. Okay. I'll just display the QR. If you have a second device, okay, your mobile, or if you are using the laptop also, you can enter it through the game pin. To enter this, we need to type in kahoot.it. I'll also keep it in the chat, that link. The link is given in the chat, kahoot.it. Some of you alumni to Provenchers would have already played. You can enter through the game pin, or you can just scan and give your name to enter into the game. Okay, so as people joins, I'll give for the first time players, I'll give the background. This is a quick interactive quiz with time boxed questions. Okay, so you'll see a question flashed on your screen for a couple of seconds, followed by options screen. Okay, and you just need to tap on the right answer. That's it. You don't need to do anything. Just tap it on the right answer. It will get submitted, and you need to wait till all others submits their answer in order to see the the right answer or not. Okay, you just need to just tap it and then leave the screen. You can see you can read the questions on your respective screens, and also you can see in my screen as well. All right, so 9 of us have joined. So anyone joining, I'll just extend 10 more seconds. If you're joining, I'll wait.
I think somebody asked for the pin. Give me a second.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Shivani replied. Thank you.
And there is one question with multi-select. Okay, so it will indicate you this is a multi-select. You just need to tap on the 2 right answers and press submit. Okay, that's the additional thing that we need to do for multi-select. Only one question we have. Looks like good to start. 10 of us are here. Okay, one dropped or joined. Yeah. So let me start.
A big contest. Donald Trump and all are there.
All right, so I'll read the first question. You can look at your screens as well. So what is reintroduced as focus areas in new PMBOK 8th edition?
Should have been okay.
Little more detailed. It's okay.
Sir, any comments?
Comments to the author. It should be process group.
Yeah, right option is process groups.
Yeah. So you split into group and processes.
Okay, yeah, that's as an artifact. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, group makes more sense. Okay, processes
No,
I give. Yeah, instead of
process group is renamed as
yeah,
focus
focus
areas.
areas. Okay, so we'll see the scoreboard. So Donald Trump is leading. We have okay. All right, so the next one. Let's see the next question. So how many project management principles are defined in PMBOK 8th edition?
This is good.
Project management principles. Yeah. So
Very
majority
good.
of you, yeah. 7 of them gave the right answer. Okay, so this is the board. Yeah, all of you have joined in the board now. You can find your names. The third one. So what does a project life cycle mainly describe? Sure coin. Expected.
Good.
Yeah. So 90% mark. Projects in. Okay. This is second leading. All right. The next one, let's see. It's a multi-select. Okay. So which of the following are examples of project created value? Till 30 seconds is more, sir. So we give 30 seconds as a
Wow, fantastic.
yeah
Fantastic.
product and community.
Sam,
So
even if I attend, I would have gone wrong. Wow. Okay, finally, Pradeep defeated Trump.
correct. So
Very
yeah,
good.
the fourth one. Okay. So now let's see the fifth question. How many project management performance domains are in 8th edition? Number of performance domains.
This is a close tie.
Yeah, 7. 7 of them gave the right answer. So 7 performance domains. Okay. We'll see the board. Yeah, we have after Pradeep, Raju, Anand, Hitesh Sharma, and Donald Trump. Okay, let me go to the next one, sixth question. How many non-prescriptive processes does the 8th edition include?
Non-prescriptive processes. Wow. Good question, Sam. There is
Good.
an equal.
Yeah.
49
40
was
and
before.
49. Then a sixth edition. Yeah.
Sixth edition. From 49, it is reduced to 40.
To 40. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now 40 processes is the right answer. Pradeep came down.
Defeated.
Defeated.
Raju. Very
Raju
good.
defeated.
Anand also
Yeah.
has come up
Yeah.
consecutive.
And there's another new name, Manideepa.
Madam.
yeah.
Yeah. She
Right.
said she attended our 5th edition. Yeah.
So yeah, the seventh question. Tailoring is mainly about what? Simple one.
Imitation, automation, adoption, elimination. You should have put one more option as clothing.
Okay.
Clothing.
Tailoring is
Acha, tailoring. is
clothing.
Wow,
Good.
fantastic.
Wonderful.
Excellent, excellent. Excellent answer. Excellent question.
Right. Yeah, that's the board.
Oh, Manideepa improved a lot.
Yeah.
I think another 100 points. You can come to the top.
Difference.
I got stumped with a process versus group on the first question.
Okay. That's a question error.
Yeah, I think all the three at the top are very close ties, or all five are very close ties.
Yeah.
I selected process actually. So
If it is provinces, Pradeep, you should come out of the group in the next question.
Yes,
Sorry,
sir.
sir. Yeah.
I think
Yeah, I'm going to the next one. Eighth question.
Fine.
So which item is directly linked to value? Artifact, backlog, value, delivery system, Kanban board.
I don't know. They will not get the result, no, immediately, or they'll get.
no, sir. They won't get.
They won't get the result. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Kanban, backlog, and all are
Eliminating, yeah, these are all.
the closely out is artifact, but good. Value delivery system includes everything. If you look at it that way, it is all inclusive. So
Yeah.
that is the most appropriate. Tough question. Next.
That's the board.
Anand has come up.
Anand has come, very nice.
The
Hitesh
last
has
two.
come.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yes,
from the
sir.
bottom of it, he picked it up. Wow, thank you. Raju is
So-
still there on the board.
Yeah. So we have a pre-final question, sir. Ninth one. Which is an example of business value?
Efficiency, internal, delay, rework. It's a single select, no?
A single
Yeah,
selection.
Hmm. Actually speaking, there are two answers. Okay.
yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably yes. Yes. Correct.
So from a PMI perspective, but of course, the right answer is more closer. You can say most appropriate is, so turnover also is a business value, but
Correct.
since you was asked only one, it has to be efficiency. Very
Yeah.
good, very good.
I mean, considering the intangible, this
Correct,
thing's
correct,
efficiency will be.
correct. Yeah.
Proper.
Okay, good.
Yeah. See the board.
Good,
Hitesh,
Hitesh.
what a claim. Congratulations.
Last
Very
question,
close call,
1,000
actually.
points. Fastest finger first.
Okay.
So we have a last question for the day. So what is the purpose of performance domains? Group concepts, replace teams, remove processes, avoid tailoring.
is the purpose of performance domains? I like all those emojis. Sam, very tough question, Sam.
Nice. Group concepts.
Very
Yeah,
good.
most
Very
of them
good.
have answered it right.
Yeah, very nice. Of course, I think they would have come by the eliminations. Remove
Yeah.
process is not
True.
correct. Avoid tailoring not correct. Replace teams not correct. So it has to be a
Correct.
group concept. Okay. All right.
So now the podium, sir. First top three it will show.
Yeah.
5, I think.
Five. Yeah, top five.
Five.
Yeah.
Third place goes to Anand.
Ah,
Congratulations.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then second is Hitesh Sharma.
Oh, it's
Very
With the
good.
same, yeah. And then
First
with
is
Project Sin.
projects in who is that?
And then runner-ups, Raju and
Raju and Manideep.
Manideepa.
Manideepa.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to announce something as a surprise to anyone. All these five of you, you can claim a 500 rupees discount on any of the programs that we conduct. Okay. So please you recollect and tell Shivani or Ratna, hey, I won in the first five. So please give me 500 rupees discount. Any program. Okay. So that could be the gift. And of course, your PDU certificate will come up. And please fill in the feedback forms. That is very useful to us. And you express your feedback in
Ratna,
terms
how
of.
do you?
Yes. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations everyone, all of you who have played. So I hope it was a very energetic game. So thank you everyone for joining and congratulations Ashish. So projects in this Ashish. So congratulations.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So yes, so with this we have come to the end of the webinar. So the feedback form is given in the chat. So please take a couple of minutes more and give your feedback. And with this, we will be able to give you the PDU certificate. And as Srinivasan sir said, if you are interested in any of the further programs, so you can always reach out to us, me, Shivani, Arna Devi. So we'll be able to guide you. And all the top 5 contestants or the winners can claim your discounts directly. Oh, the feedback is there. So please please click the link and you can, then you will be able to fill up the form. I hope all of you are able to access. If you have any access issues, so please keep us posted.
So thank you very much, everybody. And
Thank you, Manideepa ma'am. So it was good having you after a long time. So please connect with us if you have anything related to the program. Thank you so much. We'll share your PDU certificate.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope all of you are available or there in our alumni WhatsApp group. So please watch for announcements regarding programs or upcoming webinars like this. Ideally, we try to keep it around 45 to 60 days, one webinar. So you can participate and you can get to know what's new, and also you'll be able to gain your PDUs. So watch out for announcements about any programs, webinars. So it will be posted in the WhatsApp group, and we'll also announce it in our LinkedIn. So if you, I hope
you can suggest some topics. Okay, people who are interested, choose whatever topics you want, unless if it is deep tech. We will be able to address it with our network of SMEs and others. So any topic you want, please suggest to us.
So I hope all of you follow us in LinkedIn and other social media platforms. So there also we announce about these programs. So please do follow up for any further announcements. So it's nice to see all of us, whoever has joined, most of them, 99% of the participants stayed till the end, till now. So we hope it's one of the successful webinars we've had. So thank you, Srinivasan sir. It was quite engaging, and the participants, to all of you participants. So you kept it going.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So if you have submitted your feedback, then you can drop off. Have a nice weekend. So see you all again on the next webinar or any of our programs. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Saikat sir, if you need any further information about us or the programs, please do reach out to us. Thank you. Nice to have you first time in our in Provi Fold. So looking forward to see you more in the future programs. Neeladri sir, again, thank you. It's nice to see you after a long time. Vidyasagar sir. Sure. Thank you.
Neeladri is from BMS, no?
No, sir.
No, okay.
Jashwant Singh sir, thank you so much. Thank you, Vidyasagar sir. See you all again soon in the next webinar. So thank you, Prashant. Thank you, Sam. So I think we will close once. Sorry, sir?
Yeah. Where I will get the PMI ID that I'm.
Your ID, sir. Your PMI ID in your dashboard, it will be there. And when you log into pmi.org,
Okay.
in your dashboard, you will be able to see, or you can skip as of now. Maybe when we give the PDU certificate, then you can log in and you can claim. You are not very sure, and if you are not able to access as of now.
I found it. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Excellent. All right. So thank you, team.
All right, we can end the event.
End the meeting. Niladri Sai, so thank you. Jashwant Singh.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Shivani.
Thank you, sir.
It was
Thank you.
wonderfully
Thank you.
arranged. Thank you.
Thank you, dear team. Bye. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Bye,
Bye
sir.
bye.
Good night.